We're live.
Good morning, everyone. It's the DigiNinja Dealer School, and I've got a very smart dealer advocate and a dealer advisor with me, Jaime Lopez. Jaime Lopez has been with me for 4 or 5 years now, and has really what is the proper word? Dived into? Is that right, Smith? I almost said diving into. He has dived into the marketing aspect, and we're going to unveil some ways that you as a dealer or a general manager or a marketing manager can really increase your sales. Now, Jaime didn't even know. I said, Jaime, jump on the show. So
Good morning.
I'm going to keep you in your wheelhouse. I'm not going to make you, you won't have to answer anything that you're not an expert at. So
Correct.
Chill out, relax, and just help us learn some things. We do Facebook sales events every single week, and I'm a firm believer that a dealership can do their own Facebook events.
Yep. Anybody can do it.
Anybody can do it. So there's a lot of companies out there that copy what we do, and that's totally fine. That is a very good thing. That means that what we do is very effective.
That's correct.
You know, we've seen hundreds of ways. There's infinite amount of ways that you can market, that you can try to create leads. But I'm a firm believer that Facebook ads is the most effective way.
It is.
Okay. He says that with authority. He absolutely believes it. We've seen it. We've done it. How many dealerships do you think that you have actually ran the Facebook ads for? You were in control of creating the ads, of delivering the ads, and managing those ads. How many dealerships do you think you've personally been in charge of?
I'd say over 300 dealers.
Over 300?
Possibly more.
Possibly more. And I don't know the answer to that, but I know that we've done over 2,000. You and I have had our hands in, the process somewhere, whether it be before you got on here, you were actually answering the leads.
Yep. Working pages. And
that's very important, because a lot of people, a lot of marketing or ads managers, they're good at, I guess, navigating ads manager platform. But if you're not if you don't have a whole lot of experience actually dealing with those leads and turning those leads into appointments, you're really at a disadvantage. Whereas you've done it all. You've been a salesperson. You have been a, you've been a ninja. You've actually answered the leads. You've been an appointment setter. You've been a team leader, a BDC manager. And now you've gotten into the ads. So you have a lot of depth that a lot of ads managers don't have.
And also by being a texter, like managing the leads, you can, if you see that there's a problem with the inbox not producing leads or any type of issue that they may occur, you have the advantage of going and fixing that problem with the ad.
I gotcha. So give me an example. Let's say something's going wrong. You see that what could the problem be? What's the first sign there might be a problem?
The page being extremely slow. Like, per se, it's Monday, and there's only like 10 to 15 leads. Then there's a problem with the ad. So you have to go in there and you actually have to fix it.
Okay. So if you're on the pages, you mean when if you're working the pages and you see there's not, because you have standards. On Monday, you want X number of appointments, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you see that that's not where it should be, then you can actually go to the ads manager, evaluate it, and fix the problem.
Yes.
Smith, are we still broadcasting it? Okay, I was just making sure. I looked up there and I couldn't see our screen.
I was going in here trying to figure out how to tag Jaime in the
broadcast. Yeah, we got to get Jamie's name up there.
Yes, sir.
All right, again, guys, I always bring you an expert. Today, my expert is Jaime Lopez. He is my ads manager here at DigiNinja, here at Billy Merritt Marketing. Now, Jaime, a lot of people copy us, and that's good. Now, I want to give the power to the dealer and just let the dealers learn how to do it themselves. And the reason I do that, Paul couldn't believe it when I said I wanted to, teach the dealers how to do this on their own. But we've seen time and time again that when we show dealers how to do it, number one, they'll do it, they'll benefit from it, and they will remember who helped them.
That's right.
And number two, a lot of times they'll do it, they'll see how complicated it is, they'll benefit from it. They'll say, man, that's a lot of work. Here, Billy, let Jaime do that for me, and we're just going to sell the cars. Because that's what we do is we do the Facebook events. We have one job, but Jaime has multiple jobs. He has to actually build the pages, build the ads, manage the ads, boost the post, create the lead gen ads, upload the video ads.
That's correct.
Okay. And then you have to drive the performance of those ads. You have to manage the ads. The rest of us, our only job is set the appointment. Make sure that we have those meaningful conversations and set the appointment. But we want you to be able to do it yourself. Mr. Dealer, this is a very big deal. We're about to unveil some secrets for you of how you can do your own Facebook events and sell an extra 50 cars this month. So Smith, if you'll write the time down, I'm about to do a little, our first commercial of the show.
Got it.
All right. My name is Billy Merritt. Today, I'm bringing you an expert. My expert is Jaime Lopez. Jaime Lopez is an ads manager for DigiNinja and for Billy Merritt Marketing. We're going to teach you today how you can do your own ads, run your own Facebook events, and sell an extra 50 cars. So, Jaime, is it true, first of all, that a dealer can do their own ads, run their own Facebook event, and sell an additional 50 cars?
That's correct.
All right. So what's the first thing they need to do? Let's say that I have a work order for ABC Honda. I turn it in and you're the first person to get it. What's the first thing that the dealer needs to do that you do now?
I would say you gotta build an ad that has a big offer. Big offer is the main thing. Because if you don't have a big offer in there, then you're not going to get as many leads as you want.
So if you just use, let's explain a big offer from a not big offer. I like to say an irresistible offer. If a lot of times I'll send you my ad copy. So the dealer, you need to work on your ad copy first. You can say, hey, we're having a big sale this week with a picture of a generic picture of a truck. And that's a very weak offer.
Yes, it is.
You're not going to get any response to that. But if you like trading campaigns, you can say 4 days only. We're going to be paying extra money for trade-ins. You'll never get this much for your trade-in again. Credit forgiveness, whatever your big hook is that people will be interested in, put that in the text along with a generic picture. Is that right?
That's correct.
Really? A generic picture?
No generic picture.
I tricked him on that one. He is an expert, but he was just, it sounded right there for a second. So tell us why you don't want to use a generic photo and what do you want to use?
Generic photos, they don't get as much attention on Facebook. These branders like for say Dodge, Ford, they all use stock photos. That don't work in the ad that you're promoting at your dealership. You want to use a vehicle that's actually on your lot or a picture of your salesperson with a customer. That grabs more attention.
And we got to have their attention because you can be the best closer, the best texter in the world, and if you don't have someone's attention, you can't sell anything. You can't get the appointment. So once you have the right ad copy and once you have the right photo, is it important for these dealers to how's the best way to get your ads out there and get them in front of the customers?
Boosting them. Yep. I would say that would be a hard question.
Really?
Yeah.
So okay, then break down what are their options. I have the ad copy and I have the picture that I want to use. You approve the ad copy? Yeah, Billy, that's a great ad copy. Yeah, that's a great photo. Now how are we going to reach the customers?
By boosting them.
Okay, so you think boosting the post is the simplest way?
I would say both boosted posts and then by doing an ads manager post. It depends on how Facebook is operating.
That's right. And the reason he was careful and slow to answer there is because Facebook is always changing their algorithm. So many times I've noticed you'll run 3 or 4 different methods of ads, right? And then the one that's working this week for Facebook, because they change it all the time, that's the one you'll double down on and pour the money to, push the money behind and turn the other ones off.
That's correct.
And sometimes I've noticed a boosted post that's working the best this week, and we'll just ride that horse. And then the next week, the same dealer, the same post, the same ad copy, a little different audience, and the boosted post isn't working. I'll notice you have ads manager ads going
because you want to make sure that you're getting the best results. If something's not working, you don't need to spend money and time on that.
That's right. And now we learned that again. You can do this on your own, Mr. Dealer, because we did it. We learned from trial and error. We spent over $7 million in Facebook ads. A lot of the money spent wasn't producing the results, so we'd have to go back and do it the other way and spend the money again.
Yep.
And so now we've got it down to where we'll run tests, we'll run trials, we'll run 3-4 ads at the same time. The one that's working the best, we know that's the one that's working. We'll turn the heat up on that one and turn the other ones down, right?
Yep.
So
that saves you money as well.
Absolutely, that saves you a lot of money. So just to recap, Mr. Dealer, you can do this on your own, boost you a post, run you an ads manager ad as well, see which ones are working the best, and then pour the money behind the other. That's pretty much accurate, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have our page, we have our ads, we have our ad copy, we have our pictures, we have our boosted posts going, we have our ads manager ad going. We figured out that the ads manager ad's giving us the best results this week. We turned the other one down. Now what do we look for when you're managing on Tuesday? We figured out by Monday, we start the ads on Sunday. I recommend you start your ads on Sunday. Start your ads on Sunday. We figured out what's working best on Monday. Tuesday, what are you looking for when you come in and you start analyzing the ads? What are you looking for? What's some key points that you got to make sure that are doing a certain way?
I'm looking at the leads, how many leads have came into that one campaign. I'm looking to see how much I'm spending on that one campaign, if it's giving me a good result or if it's giving me a bad result. If it's giving me a bad result, I'll go in and I'll make some adjustments to that one. Also, I will be looking at the number of appointments that have been set. If there's like a low amount of appointments, then there may be an issue with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you have like, say 50 appointments and you got over 100 leads, then that's considered, good.
Or 50%. Yeah, that's really good.
But we want to make sure that we're getting the best results. So we'll,
make adjustments.
Yeah,
you make adjustments. So, and many times you make adjustments to the ad, or you'll find out what's going on. Maybe there's something that you can adjust on the ad or the delivery or the audience or something like that. But look, I'm the first to tell you, the reason that Jaime is doing monitoring like that is because I like to either blame a something technical or a person. If we can't find the problem in the ads, then I'm going to look and see who's working that page, who's working those messages, who's responsible for using the art of text message selling properly. And if they're not making a big offer in their response to the leads, if they're not being fast, and if their attitude is not coming through as just a great attitude, somebody eager to help, then that's a people problem.
Yep.
So we were looking for those issues as well. So, Mr. Dealer, I'm going to recap again. You get your ad started on Saturday or Sunday. It's always best to start on the weekend. You pick your best ad copy. You pick your best picture. You boost it. You run an ads manager ad. You monitor that. You see how many appointments you have versus how many leads you have. If you don't have enough leads, you have to make adjustments. If you don't have enough appointments per lead, you have to make adjustments. And then if your leads are working properly, good delivery, good reach, good leads, but low appointments, then you got to look at your people. You got to, we kind of left that out. When you start running your ads, you better have somebody sitting there in real time, the whole time those ads are running, answering those leads.
That's correct.
Yeah. So, make sure you have somebody answering those leads. And then, of course, you got to make sure that they're working, because, we're still in the people business. We're in the people business. There's a person on the other end of that messenger conversation, and there's a person on this end, and that person has to be focused, paying attention to the leads, paying attention to the conversations. It has to be meaningful conversations.
They gotta, rule number 1,
make a big offer.
Make a big offer. Rule number 2, be fast or be dead.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3 is have a great attitude. Them are the top 3 that you must have when answering a lead.
Absolutely. You got to, and you have to do it over and over and over again. If you start slipping on one of these areas, it's not going to work. Now, if you just do the things that we've talked about right there, you're going to have a tremendous success with your Facebook campaign. Now, we recommend running at least 1 event per month.
Yes.
We have some dealers that like to run 2 events per month. You think a dealership in a pretty good population can run 2 events per month and it continue to be effective?
Like,
say like in the outskirts of Houston, Texas, the population, there's about 3 million people in Houston and the surrounding areas. Got plenty of people out there. Do you think that a dealership in that area can run 2 events in February and 2 events in March and expect good results?
I'd say so.
Yeah, absolutely. Right population. Now, some areas, if you don't have the right population, it may be tough. Which brings me to this question. How many people need to be, when you're choosing your audience and you drop your pin or you choose a certain area, how many people are usually is recommended? Like 50,000, is 50,000 people enough? Is 750,000 people the right number, or is there a correct number?
I would say over 100,000 people.
Over 100,000. Yeah, we need. I think we need to reach at least 150,000 people. So a lot of times I've noticed because I go in and check behind you, I look at the audiences. You'll have, it varies because of population from town to town, but a lot of times you'll have 300,000, 400,000 people in a specific area that we're targeting, and that's how I know that. On week 1, we may reach 150,000 of those people. Well, that means there's still 350,000 people in there that haven't been reached. So that's how I know that you can run another event the following week and not oversaturate the market. And we've had dealers run every single week.
They just go back to back because they know it's working.
Yeah, and as long as it's working, that's why wouldn't you do it? Which leads, there's another question, because I'm out there selling. I'm out there I sold, I think 5 or 6 events Tuesday afternoon.
I did.
Sold another 3 or 4 yesterday afternoon. We've had record sales. The first 3 days of February, we put a lot of events on the books coming up, and this is a question I get asked when I'm selling the events is, well, Billy, what if we oversaturate it? What if the guys across the street are doing something similar? Of course, and there's nothing new on the planet. Back before Jaime was an ads expert, people like Paul Sullivan was running radio every week. Every single dealership in the same town was running on the same radio stations. They still do it to this day. Does that mean you're not going to use radio? No. They're still not. If you have something that's the most effective, giving you the best ROI, you don't want to stop just to let someone else have the market. That's what happens when you don't run an event, is you open up that market you give that market away to the guys who's doing the Facebook events. Now, it's not ideal. We don't love it. In some parts of Tampa, for instance, I know at least 35, 40 dealerships that run Facebook events. Several people are running them every single week. That doesn't mean you don't need to run them. It just means that you may need to make some adjustments to be a little bit different. Don't copy the guy going across the street. You come up with something new and creative, so they're copying you next time. So, I get asked all the time, I don't want to saturate my market. Well, I do. I want to be the guy. If it's going to get saturated, which it is, I want to be the guy who saturates it, because I don't want to be the guy who pulls out of the fight and lets the other dealership have the market and have the low lead costs. Because if you're running an event and I'm running an event, and the 3 guys in the same town are running an event, are the lead costs going to go up or down?
I would say it could go down or it could go up.
Really?
Yep. It depends on how the market is out there.
Yeah. A lot of times I've seen, if you have 3 events, same town, and we're all competing for the same customer, it's going to drive that lead cost up. Now, you're so good at managing those leads that you don't even take that as an excuse. He says he can still get the lead cost down, and I've seen you do it. Absolutely. But I would let you know this. Most people can't do that.
Nope.
Most people, when you have 3 events going in the same area, everybody's fighting for the same customers, the lead cost goes up. Now, Jaime is good enough, and he doesn't make excuses. So he wouldn't even buy into the question I just asked, is the lead cost going to go up? Theoretically, they should, but when you do a super job managing your locations, managing your audience, managing your offer, managing your pictures, swapping out video ads for for text ads, then you can continue to drive that lead cost down. Now, do you recommend just a text with a still photo? Do you recommend videos or both?
You can do text and video. I think that the video ads do better because they actually see an actual person.
Yeah. And that's tricky too. Sometimes we have too much text like this right here, and our video may give us too much. It might get us flagged as too much text. It may not. Sometimes the algorithm might pick this up as text. So it might be important if we're doing a video to have a still image behind us with maybe a little bit of text, and then you deliver your message verbally. And by the way, Smith does all our videos. Smith, you're a hot commodity. Somebody's wanting to rent you out. I said, no, sir. Not on my watch.
Hey.
So what do you think, Smith? Have you seen the ads do better when we have big, bold text in them, or when we run ads with little text and do mostly verbal?
Well, it's pretty obvious. It seems we have the most issues when we have a bunch of text. And
Yeah.
I've only had those couple of opportunities to ask Jamie, how's this one doing? How's that one doing?
Yeah.
And every once in a while, of course, I'll see the little pop up on our page where something hasn't gone out, and then I'll run back there and ask what the problem is. But yeah, too much text
could be a problem.
Yes.
Too much text. Now, we're talking about text in your video, not text message selling, because there's no such thing as too much text message selling, is there, Smith?
Absolutely not.
So we've been working on some videos for our training. We got some new training coming out there. We have BillyMerritt.com lists all of our products on there now. The training link should be up and finished today. Y'all done an amazing job with that, Smith, you and Ken Walls and Jill Walls. We have the video, the text message video up there. We have the link to the training. We have the link to the YouTube. There's one other video. I think we finished all the videos for the content for BillyMerritt.com yesterday, didn't we? I think so. What
I
about
think there may be one left?
one more?
I know we had the one where we were going to do the intro shot outside. Was that for DigiNinja?
Nope. That's for
remember.
BillyMerritt.com. We're going to change that. The video that's on there now. That's right. So we have to finish that up. Then we get to go over to DigiNinja.com, record one more video, and then that thing's going to be, right now I judge myself as about a 7.5. I think by the end of next week we'll be at a 9 due to the new videos and the production that we have now.
Awesome.
The Digital BDC Academy, which Jaime has trained in, you've been level 1, level 2, and level 3 certified. Do you think that salespeople and BDC managers can benefit from the Digital BDC Academy?
Yes, they can.
What kind of skills are they going to pick up in there that maybe they don't have now?
There's a lot of information that you need to know. All the rules to, texting customers.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like if you go into battle and you don't know the rules, you're going to suffer.
Yep.
But if you go to a dealer, we've done it. I know we've trained some of the best BDC agents and some of the best salespeople right here in these walls. We've trained them, and I had a big BDC manager call me yesterday. They've got, I don't know how many agents they have. For a dealership, it's one of the biggest. We have 36 workstations here. They may have that many inside this dealership. Dealership called me, said, "Hey, I'm here with your former employee, and she just blew through my training like it was nothing. They have pre-training to see if they're even going to be a decent operator or BDC agent." I said, "She's a rock star, man. Hire her." And he said, "I tell you what, you trained them well." And I said, "Well, actually, thank you, but the training is in, if you read the book and you go through the Digital BDC Academy, you kind of train yourself,
Yes.
And that's what I love about the BDC Academy. And what Smith is excited about, we're going to have one of the premier training platforms on the planet, Smith, and it's going to be your video productions.
Oh, absolutely.
That's
It's going to be fun.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to be cool. So we're going to work on that. And again, I have someone who wants to take advantage of this studio. If you're someone who wants to fly in, or drive in, we have had people fly in from Ohio and different places, and take advantage of us filming a interview with them and then disseminating that, cutting it into 12 to 15 different segments, send it back to you in a form where you can have your own marketing material, and you can even do your own training material as well. I got big news coming up. I don't know if I want to let the cat out of the bag yet, but I probably will. Are you familiar with Louis Heron?
Louis Heron. I've heard of him.
Okay, he's an author. He's a trainer. He was a salesperson, and then he was a sales manager, then a general manager. Then he bought several dealerships. So he has a course called Sales to CEO. So if you're a salesperson and you want to be a CEO, a dealer, if you're a salesperson, you want to be a manager, you want to be a finance manager, you're a salesperson, you want to be a general manager, he has the material for you. And that's going to be featured on the Digital BDC Academy. Oh, that's going to be big. He's going to come on the show pretty soon. I got to fly down and meet him next week, I think, and go over some details. He's doing big things down there in Florida. So anyway, we're doing big things. Jamie, what else you got? Is there any advice that I left off that we could give these dealers that want to be running in their own Facebook events?
I would say they need to hire us to run their Facebook events.
Okay, so there's the sales plug right there. If it sounds like too much work for you to run your own ads manager, to run boosted posts, to run messenger ads, to run lead gen ads, to run an ads manager ad, to run a video ad in each of those, to run a still photo in each of those, to have several different photos and test them simultaneously and see which one's going to perform the best, to adjust those ads hourly every day for 7 days from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. To evaluate your number of leads, your reach, to evaluate the ratio between leads and appointments, to manage your BDC and make sure they're being fast with a good attitude and making irresistible offers, not to mention the other 20 rules, then it may be simpler just to pay us. We sell these events all over the country for $7,900. I'm going to run a February special of $6,500 to anybody who wants to run an event with us. Jamie, if they give us $6,500, will they get back more than $6,500?
Yes, absolutely. They'll get more. I mean, all the cars that they'll be selling off of these events. I mean, it's very valuable that you do a Facebook event with us.
There's a good commercial right there, Smith.
Okay, got it.
I like that. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up because I got to go sell some events. I got guys texting me right now. By the way, if you set your whole sales process up like this, build your ads, build your leads, close those leads, it's going to be much better than just focus on closing. So what we do and what you should do is market in a way that's going to build you an audience, 200, 300 people messaging in about your event, 200, 300 people texting you, wanting more information about whatever it is you have. Focus on building that list first. If you have those leads coming in, if your pipeline's really big, sales are going to take care of itself.
That's right.
So Smith, thank you for the awesome production. I'm going to have, you know what? I got to tell this story first.
Oh boy.
All right. So Ken Walls and Jill Walls, they're working on BillyMerritt.com and DigiNinja for me. And we're doing some big things. They're working on the training platform. They're doing this. I mean, it is an amazing project that they're working on for us. And it requires me to write the content, me to talk, and Smith to record that content, produce that videos, and then edit that, and then get it back to Jill and Ken. And I let him come in. You know, he needs to be here before the show. I've been trying to push him to be here earlier and earlier, right? So I'm trying to 10X Smith. So he came in pretty early yesterday, did some production, did a lot of things, made some adjustments, edited some videos, recorded some videos for me, recorded some more videos for me, did the live show. I went and worked on some things, came back and brought him another video to do. Then I went back and made some sales. And Jill and Ken called and they said, "Hey, we need this video." I said, "Well, I'm going to go in here and see just how stressed out Smith is." And we might get it tonight, but we're probably going to get it tomorrow. I came back in here. He's like, "Boy, I really need to go home." I said, "No problem. No problem." So Smith may be 9X. I can live with a 9X. I'll get into 10X eventually. But seriously, I appreciate it, Smith. We got some big things going on. We're going to work on them. Jamie's got some big things going on. He was supposed to be off right now working on those. And I said, hey, jump on the show with me. We want to make sure we bring you content that's valuable every single week. We'll be back here next week. I have some big guests scheduled. I got a big guest with me today. Thank you, Jamie, for taking the time and jumping on with no notes. He just jumped on and used his specialized knowledge. We'll be back again tomorrow with Feel Good Friday and Paul Sullivan.